Hello, MGTOW. Hello, man. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about true male leadership. But before I do, I want to say thank you to all of my new and existing subscribers, to everyone who's been stopping by, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, even donating. I really appreciate it. Things are moving along really well, and I'm really pleased with it. So, true male leadership. In my previous video, Stupid Things That Women Do, I was talking about military leadership and how a new lieutenant, a fresh lieutenant, is outranking an existing sergeant, but the sergeant has the experience. So what's the lieutenant supposed to do? How's he supposed to act? Is he supposed to try and pull rank on the sergeant? Or is he supposed to try to win and earn the respect of his men? So that's the context. I want to read a comment that came in, regarding that. And the comment comes to us from Jazz A. That's Jas space A. Jazz A. Here's the comment. Funny you should bring up the military, Howard. I worked my way up from sapper to first lieutenant. When I graduated as a second lieutenant, I was allocated to the MPs. I knew how to be a soldier, I knew how to be a combat engineer, but I didn't know how to be a military police officer. Whenever I had to make a decision, I always went to my platoon sergeant major first and asked his advice, because it takes a long time to create a sergeant major. I always made my decision based on his input. If I made a decision and gave orders, if a subordinate came up to me and said, "Sir, this might actually work better," I never brushed them off. I would listen to their experience because, well, I was wet behind the ears as far as I was concerned. My platoon had to respect me for my rank, but anything after that I had to earn. The day my soldiers gave me a nickname that they referred to me as openly instead of calling me sir, I knew I had earned their respect beyond that of my rank. Because I respected my men and their experience and trusted in their abilities, my MPs trusted and believed in me in return beyond that of my rank. My platoon became so cohesive that they ended up becoming the best in the Corps. As their leader, they didn't follow me because they had to. They followed me because they wanted to. A female was also appointed at the same time as me. She behaved exactly as you described, Howard. She became an absolute ball-busting bitch and treated her men like they were nothing. She thought because she had the rank, she knew better than subordinates that had decades of experience. Within 6 months, her platoon was disintegrating and became completely combat ineffective. Her soldiers were applying for transfers to different corps to get away from her. After 12 months, she was removed from command, stuck in an office, and her file was marked never to command again. I was then given that platoon to rebuild. There were 5 soldiers left. Here's my reply. That's a fine example of male strength and leadership. It is the exact type of thing that young men need to remember when they are dealing with a difficult situation. A great example. Thanks very much for sharing it. Jazz Ace said, "You're welcome. Thanks for responding. I didn't expect you to. My father said that joining the Army was the best thing I ever did." What a lot of young men, and especially women today, don't understand is that management and leadership are two completely different things. Everybody can manage to a certain extent, but not everybody can lead. True leadership is about drawing the best out of your team, especially under the most psychologically and physically arduous conditions. It's amazing how much of an effect a little respect, trust, and acknowledgement can have. Sure, subordinates will do things because they have to, under the law or conditions of employment to keep their jobs. But the results are never as good as when they do it because they want to. I am so proud of my platoon, and I always let them know. Anything they do, no matter how trivial they think it is, never goes unrecognized by me. But I don't blow smoke up their asses either. Even when the Provost Marshal praises me for my efforts, I always let him know that it was because of my men, not me. Without my men, their knowledge, abilities, and willingness to follow because I have earned their respect beyond that of my rank's entitlement, I, as a leader, am nothing. Although they are unfortunately seen as disposable, they are to me some of the most important people I know and the greatest assets a leader can have. When you lose just one, the effects are devastating. The hole that they leave behind can never be filled. Assets are not disposable. Men are not disposable. As they say, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And that's where the feminist ideology goes wrong. It fails to understand this. So there it is, people. There it is, men. A real-life example of true male leadership. It's not rank. It's not having more money than somebody. It's earning the respect of those around you. And you do that by providing true value to those around you. So, I want to talk about what's possible when you have the cooperation of the men around you. Not their submission, but their cooperation. Because I've spoken about this in other videos. And I kind of need to crouch it in metaphorical language. Because it's not for everyone. So what are we really talking about here? We're talking about individual freedom. We're talking about choice. We're talking about people, a man, choosing to do something rather than obeying some sort of an order. A man chooses, a slave obeys. So this is the key of enlightened self-interest. You don't make people do things because you want them to do things. That's domination. That's wrong. That's authoritative. It kills the spirit of all living things to treat them in that manner. Even a plant doesn't like to be treated in that manner. And a man especially doesn't like it. Some guidance? Yeah, sure. Some correction? Yeah, sure. But for their benefit, to teach them, anyway, it's the engine of humanity. It's the engine of civilization. And it's a great thing. And we, Western society, we enshrine and we uphold it as our highest ideal. We're a non-rape culture, people. And look at what you can invent when you give that to people. When you say, you can be what you want to be in life. You can pursue the things you want to pursue in life. Do the things that make you happy and give it your all. Put your heart into it. Look at the wondrous explosion of creativity, of productivity. That's the source of the Industrial Revolution, enlightened self-interest. And that's what a true leader can earn and spark within others. And it can transform everything. It can even transform the individual life. You know what I mean? It's like you come across somebody and they've just been ordered around their whole life, you know? And you're like, hey man, so what do you want to do? And the guy's like, what do you mean, what do I want to do? You know, go to hell. And you're like, come on, man. I what do you want to do, you know? It's like, what kind of trick are you trying to play on me, buddy? I'm not trying to play any sort of trick on you, man. Do what you want to do. As long as you're not going to hurt anybody, go for it. Enjoy yourself. And if you need a little hand or a little guidance, let me know. So it's not this authoritative domination, I'm in charge here bullshit, you know? So the guy encounters something like that and he doesn't even know how to act. When you can spark that, you can really motivate people and you can really transform a situation. And one of the ways you do that is by carrying yourself in a really honorable way, like a leader. So, like when I'm riding my bike, I'm not all slouched over and whiny and complaining, even though sometimes it's really hard, because I know that people might be looking at me and they're either going to see me and think to themselves, wow, that's really hard, that's really difficult, I feel sorry for that guy. Or they're going to look at me and they're going to think, wow, that's really hard, that's really difficult. And look at that guy. He's just really focused and seems to be fine with it. Maybe I should adopt something like that. So that's an opportunity for you people. You know, even when you're walking around in the gym, even the way you carry yourself, especially through difficult situations, because that's the time when people really are looking to others. You know, so it's a great opportunity. And that's what I see these things as, opportunities. And I hope you guys can see it that way too. Just in even the way you carry yourself, even the way you act with other people, even the attitude that you demonstrate towards making progress in the future. You can adopt a leadership mindset in doing that. And that's what I try to do. Even with my YouTube videos, even with my YouTube channel, just day after day videos on, you know, these subjects that I think might make some positive difference to my audience, to you guys. That's all I'm trying to do. And please like, share, comment, subscribe, and join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.